Hello, hello, it's Monica from Crafting with Quilling Lady, and I hope you have absolutely wonderful day. In today's video, I'm going to show you how to create 3 seashell shaped cards using beautiful collection called Dreams at the Beach by Thoughtful Collective. This collection is designed by Mari and Sally. As you can see, it has lots of beautiful design papers, also elements to fussy cut and sentiments. It has that very vintage and beautiful look, and that's exactly what I like about this collection. And in the description down below, I left the link to this collection. It is digital collection, which means you can print it as many times as you want, but what's also really good about this, you can actually print 2 pages on 1 page, so this means you can actually resize some of the elements, and that's exactly what I did, because some of the tags and sentiments I wanted in a smaller scale, and that was a very useful tip. So if you have never ever done it with a digital collection, please do it, because then you have more variation with all those beautiful elements. The collection has lots of background papers, but also, as I said before, beautiful photographs and elements to fussy cut. And what I really like about it, it also has that vintage style images, which you can see here. What do you think about them? How often do you see them? They are not that common, aren't they? So that's why this collection is so unique. And I really like that retro vibe, especially with those blues. Now I'm going to use beautiful Kanban crafts, Cutterdies from Watercolour Mermaids collection, and it is a shell die. As you can see, it comes with the outside and the inside, and with the outside I'm going to use 300 GSM white stamping card, and I'm going to die cut it twice to create my card base, and this way we are going to have our shaped card. If you know me, I absolutely love shaped cards, so I just couldn't resist, especially with that beautiful Dreams at the Beach collection. I just had to create some shells, because this collection just screamed to me, use me as shaped cards. Now using that inside cutting die, I'm going to actually die cut the middle of the background papers. So I'm going to leave those shells for later, because yes, we can fussy cut them later and add those elements inside or outside your card. The choice is absolutely yours. To add a little bit more interest and dimension to all the elements, I'm going to use Distress Oxide ink in Stormy Sky color. I think this color matches the collection really beautifully, and if you agree, please let me know in the comments down below. I really like using Distress Oxide inks, or literally any inks, to distress all the edges, and I think that really makes a difference in all my projects. Please let me know if you do the same in your projects, even with home decor, paper crafting, or even scrapbooking. Do you distress the edges, or you just leave them as they are? Now I'm going to use my one and only liquid glue, Magic Glue, because it is a bookbinding glue and it adheres all the elements forever, and you do have time to maneuver them because it is a liquid glue. As you can see, now it is time to add a little bit more interest, and now I'm going to use Walnut Stain, Distress Oxide ink, and distress all the edges. And all the names of the products I use in today's video you can check in the description down below if you're interested. What do you think about this color palette so far? Do you like it, or would you change anything? I'm really curious, especially with this collection. It is still summer, so you do have time to create some summer makes, and I really hope this video will inspire you to create some. And if you don't have seashell cutting dies, you can create your own template. Just use a piece of copy paper, fold it in half, draw your shape of the shell, fussy cut, and then you actually created your own template, which you can use so many times. So I do encourage you to do it if you don't have shaped cutting dies like this in your stash. So when this is ready, it is time to adhere all those elements together. And for this card, I really wanted it to open like a real shell, because I thought, why not? I've never created a project like this before, so I thought today is the day to try something completely new. And please let me know if you have ever used any shells in your card making. I'm really curious. Maybe you've got a different collection that's beautiful as well and it would be perfect for summer makes. I'm really curious. As you can see, I'm using my scoring board and I'm folding the bottom. And this way I'm going to create some flaps, and yes, my shell is going to open like a real shell. But to be honest, you don't really have to do that step. You can actually fold the whole bottom. You don't really need 2 lines, 1 scoring line would be fine as well. So as you can see, I'm using my one and only liquid glue, magic glue, and now it is time to add some details. So I use that beautiful design paper for my shell, but as you can see, there are lots of elements to fussy cut and I just couldn't resist. I had to use them for this card. I know it is a seashell shaped card, but even then we can add some more shells. Don't you agree? When this is ready, it is time to start assembling all the card together. And I always like to prepare all my elements first, so now it is time to choose a sentiment. And when I cut it out, I'm going to use some double-sided tape for extra dimension. And I really think that makes a difference in your card making because the sentiments really stand out against all the other elements on a card. I wonder, how often do you do that in your card making? Please let me know in the comments down below. As I said before, I really like how that Stormy Sky Distress Oxide ink matches that beautiful blue in the collection. And if you have never ever created a summer make, I really hope today is the day. It is such a beautiful collection, and as I said before, if you get it, you can print it as many times as you want, even like one page that you really like, one of the design, then you can use it for all the projects you want. As you can see, I'm using my Crafter's Companion scissors and to fussy cut all those elements. Super quick, easy, so you don't really need any special dies to do it. You can actually use your scissors, and that's what I really like about those collections. There are lots of elements to fussy cut and you can create very stunning compositions. As you can see here, as I said before, it is a shaped card, but you can create 5x7 or 6x6 inches card easily with all those beautiful background papers and elements to fussy cut. And just to make sure my sentiment stands proudly on my card, I'm going to use few drops of liquid glue, because this way, when the foam dries over time, that liquid glue will hold all those elements forever. Now it is time to put some of those shells on the card, but I thought it looks very nice so far, but I really want to add more interest inside as well. So that's exactly what I'm going to do. So yes, you can decorate the inside of your cards as well, and I do encourage you to do it, because this way they are even more special. So if you have never ever decorated the inside of your card, I really hope I inspire you to do it today. So now, as you can see, my card is open like a real shelf, and to be honest, it actually makes me think about a jewelry box in the shape of a shell. Have you ever seen one like this before? Because I have seen it in Tiffany & Co. exhibition a few weeks ago, and I really like it, so I thought actually this card looks like a jewelry box. Now it is time to add a few more words inside the card, because why not? No one stops you. You don't always have to hand write all your messages. You can actually use the sentiments from the collection and put them inside the card. So when this is ready, our card will be done. And I do wonder, what do you think about this vintage style card so far? Do you like it, or would you like it even when it was with brighter colors? I really wonder what's your opinion, so please let me know in the comments down below. I also wonder, have you actually seen that Relatively Thoughtful has Facebook group? If you haven't, I left the link in the description down below. It is time to add some blue gems around the card, because you know me, I love gold. I absolutely love gems and I couldn't resist. So yes, the first project is finished. There is lots of space to write your message on the back. And yes, now I'm going to show you that we also have Facebook group, which is called Arty Create, Make and Share. So if you have any collection or any papers or elements from Relatively Thoughtful, you can actually post your makes there. And I also left the link to Instagram website and Craft World as well, where you can share your makes with Relatively Thoughtful collections. I really encourage you to do it because lots of amazing crafters share beautiful, gorgeous and stunning projects. So please check them out, and I left all the links in the description down below. For the second project, again, I created two bases, which is from 300 GSM white stamping card, and then using Distress Oxide ink in Stormy Sky, I'm distressing all the edges. As you can see, the theme for the second seashell is blue, because why not? That blue is so stunning. I really like the vibrance of this color. It's just so beautiful. And yes, you can use all those elements not only for shaped cards, as I said before, but you can use them for 6x6, 5x7 inches cards, or even circular cards if you want. To add a little bit more interest, I'm going to use Distress Oxide ink in Price Ribbon color. It is a slightly darker blue color, but I think it still matches the whole collection. Please let me know if you agree. I also wonder, what is your favorite color of Distress Oxide ink or Distress inks? Please let me know, because I do have my favorites and I also have my favorite color combos. But I don't really use blues together. I usually use 3 or 4 different colors, but in this case I really wanted to have limited color palette just to give that retro or vintage look to my makes. As you can see, now I'm using my one and only liquid glue, magic glue, because it is time to assemble the card, and this time I'm going to create a flap on the left hand side, which means yes, we can open it as the real card, not like a shell, like a real card. So it is slightly different, and I wonder, what do you think about this? Have you ever tried that technique with shaped cards? If you haven't, I really hope you will. Now it is time to fussy cut some of the elements, and yes, I'm going to use some tags. I really like them, and I thought they would complement my card beautifully, especially all those blues and teals. They are simply stunning, and I really like the design paper with the seahorses. They are very vintage looking. I really like them, and I thought, why not? So as you can see, with your scissors you can always resize those tags. You don't really have to have the same shape that's in the collection. You can actually make them smaller and customize for your make, and that's exactly what's amazing using just your scissors. So as I said before, you don't really need special dies to create those projects. Now I'm going to use Price Ribbon, Distress Oxide ink, to add a little bit more color on all the edges, because I think it really gives that interest to the card. And then also, I had to do it on a sentiment. Now I'm going to put 2 tags together, and using my pokey tool I created a small hole, and using a ribbon from my stash I'm going to create a small bow. To be honest, it was a small struggle because the ribbon was pretty short, but I managed. And I wonder, how often do you use ribbons in your card making? Do you use them for tags or maybe ribbon threading elements? I'm really curious, so please let me know. As you can see, I'm not using hot glue or 3D gel glue to attach my ribbon. I'm actually using my liquid glue. And yes, you can do it. Just make sure to leave your make for about 10 minutes until the glue is set. And this way, all the elements will be adhered forever. It is time for a sentiment, and I actually put it on a tag. As I said before, I really like those seahorses, so I couldn't resist. I had to fussy cut a couple of them. And what's really good about any digital collection, as I said before, you can print them in different sizes. So that's exactly what I need for today's project, because I need some bigger and smaller seahorses. And this way you got more interest and variation on your card. I wonder, how often do you use that trick in your card making? Please let me know. So as you can see, these cards come together really quickly, and if you don't really have any shell dies, you can actually use them, any nesting dies you've got in your stash. And it is still summer, so please create some beautiful summer makes, and if you do, please leave the link in the comments down below so I can have a look. Now it is time to add few gems, because why not? I think they work so well with that beautiful Dreams at the Beach collection, and our card is nearly completed. But last minute, I had an idea. Just add some shells, and this design paper is stunning. It is really gorgeous in real life, and to be honest, whenever I create a video and I look at the cards through my camera, they don't really give my cards justice. To be honest, this collection is gorgeous, and all those color palettes here, they are so beautiful. So now it is time to decorate the inside of the card as well. And for this card, you can decide if you want to write your message inside the card or on the back. I really like those shells, and I think they really match that beautiful blue. Do you agree? Do you like those shells, or would you change it? As you can see, the card stands proudly on a flat surface, and yes, you can actually write a very long message inside the card. So when this is ready, we can move on to our last project. And again, I'm going to create my card base, and using beautiful design papers from Dreams at the Beach collection, I'm going to use the inside cutting die and create those elements. I really like it, and to be honest, I think the third card is my favorite. But maybe you like the previous ones. I really want them. At the end, I'm going to show you all three side by side, and then you can decide which one you like. Just to make sure all my cards match today, I'm going to use Walnut Stain, Distress Oxide ink, and add that color on all the edges. And now it is time to assemble the whole card together. And again, I'm going to use my one and only liquid glue, magic glue, to put all those elements together. So I also wonder, what is your favorite liquid glue, if you have any, for card making? As you know me, I always use my magic glue because it is a bookbinding glue. But maybe you have a different one that's really good as well. So if you do, let me know in the comments down below, and I can check it. So when this is ready, I'm going to cut some sentiments and other elements for the last project. As you know me, I really like to create projects in threes, because I think this is a really good number for literally any card, and it works so well, especially when you put your pictures on Facebook or Instagram. Now I'm going to fussy cut more elements, and this one is just so beautiful. As you can see, it is a real photograph. I couldn't resist. All those beautiful shells and elements are so gorgeous. I had to add them on the front of a card because I think it is so beautiful. Please let me know if you agree. Now it is time to create some more elements, and yes, you can use those tags as well. So yes, as you can see, I'm going to use them, and again, you can create them smaller if you want. Maybe you do have some tag dies, and that will be perfect as well. However, I was really lazy at this point, and to be honest, I don't really have tack dies. I don't think I need them in my stash because I can always use my scissors. The tack shape is very easy to create. So yes, these elements are ready, and it is time to add a little bit more interest and just to make sure that all the elements match together. As you know me, I really like distressing all the edges. But before I do it, I'm going to see if all my elements fit on a card, and I do encourage you to always do a dry run whenever you create any project, because this way you'll make sure that you've got enough space for every single thing you want. As you can see, I use my pokey tool to create a hole inside all those tags, and using my ribbon, I'm going to create a bow. I wanted a very bright and vivid color to complement that vintage style. That's why I used that bright yellow. Do you think it's a good choice? Or would you change it to brown, for example? Please let me know in the comments down below. Again, I'm using my one and only liquid glue to adhere that beautiful ribbon with tags, and it is time for a sentiment. This time I actually offset it. I didn't put it on a straight line. I just wanted a little bit more variation on the card. And with those beautiful shells, I had to add some double-sided foam adhesive because they are perfect. I really want them to stand out on my card. And now it is time to use our scoring board to create a flap on the side, and that is the way we're going to open the card. I always recommend, if you use 2 pieces of card, use your scoring tool at least twice, and this way it's going to score, fold and burnish easily. It is time to add some gold gems, because why not? And I think these gold gems match those browns and yellow beautifully. If you agree, please let me know. Now the third card is complete. As you can see, you can write your message inside or on the back of our shell, and it stands proudly on a flat surface. Now you can see all 3 cards side by side, and I wonder which one is your favorite. Which one would you like to give it a go? Or I really hope you feel inspired to create a summer make. Here is the Facebook group Arty Create, Make and Share for you, and again the link is in the description down below. Thank you so much for watching and spending that time with me. Don't forget to like this video, give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. Have a wonderful day and see you in my next video. Bye!